Hey everyone, welcome. So today we're laying out a complete, step-by-step roadmap. Think of this explainer as your ultimate guide to conquering what's honestly a pretty complex journey, getting your real estate license in British Columbia. If you've been banging your head against the wall trying to find a clear path through all the regulations, the studying, and the fees, well, let's just break it all down together.
But first, I gotta ask you directly, are you ready to actually sell real estate? Because there's an incredibly exciting, rewarding career waiting for you right at the finish line. It's a profession totally built on trust, expertise, and, helping people make literally the biggest financial decisions of their lives. But to get to that finish line, you definitely need a map.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our agenda. Think of these as the 6 levels or trials of a hero's journey that you've got to conquer to win your license. We've got 1. Prerequisites and language requirements, 2. Passing the UBC course, 3. Background checks and security, 4. Licensing fees and application, 5. The applied practice course, and finally, 6. Becoming an official realtor.
All right, Section 1. Prerequisites and language requirements. The baseline requirements.
You will need to clear a few baseline hurdles before you can officially hold that license. First up, you've got to be at least 19 years old to actually get licensed in BC. Though, fun fact, you can start the coursework at 18. Second, you absolutely must pass the English language proficiency requirement. Why? Because English is the language used for literally all real estate documents, education, and legal communication in British Columbia. It is absolutely crucial that you understand it thoroughly to protect your clients. You can satisfy this by taking the CELPG test and hitting at least a level 7 across all 4 components. But actually, scratch that if you've already graduated from a recognized university degree program where English was the primary language of instruction, because in that case, you might be completely exempt from taking the test altogether.
Moving on to Section 2, passing the UBC course, your biggest trial. Let's move to this next phase and see how this builds. To get licensed, you're required to take the Real Estate Trading Services licensing course through the UBC Sauder School of Business. Step 1 is simply registering on their website and getting your self-paced materials. Oh, and make absolutely sure to buy the specific HP 10B1 Plus calculator they require. Now, Step 2 is where the really strict timeline kicks in. You have a full year to finish the course, but you've got to pass 20 assignments, and UBC only allows you to submit a maximum of 2 assignments per week, right? So that means this course takes an absolute minimum of 10 weeks to complete before you are even permitted to move to Step 3, which is the final exam.
Now, if you're looking at those materials and feeling a bit overwhelmed, just take a deep breath. As this quote right from our source material admits, the UBC real estate course is very technical, legal, and dry. It is completely normal to find the chapters on real estate law and mortgage math to be, frankly, incredibly tough. I mean, you're essentially learning a completely new professional language, so give yourself some grace here and definitely utilize study guides or tutoring if you need to.
But you really do have to master it, because the stakes are high. You've got to score at least a 70% on the grueling final exam to move forward. This is a paper or computerized exam packed with 100 multiple-choice questions, and you have exactly 3 hours to prove you know your stuff. No pressure, right?
Okay, Section 3. Background checks and security. Building consumer trust.
Let's say you conquer the exam. Fantastic. Now we shift gears from academic hurdles to regulatory ones. And we really need to reframe this step right now. This isn't just annoying bureaucracy. This is vital consumer protection. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the clear distinction between the types of background checks out there, which honestly confuses a lot of people. As a real estate pro, you'll be entering people's private homes, so a background check is a non-negotiable. But you only need the standard name-based criminal record check, or CRC. You do not need the vulnerable sector check. That one's strictly reserved for folks working directly with children or vulnerable adults.
The really surprising part here is how incredibly fast this step actually is. If you use an authorized online provider like Triton Canada, which the source materials recommend, you literally don't even have to leave your couch. The whole shebang takes just about 15 minutes, and it'll run you $64.99. Fast, secure, and boom! You check another trial off your list.
Moving right along to Section 4, licensing fees and application. The financial commitment.
All right, with your exam passed and your background check in hand, it's time to face the financial reality of this career. Getting licensed in BC requires a serious financial commitment. The big picture takeaway here is that your first-time licensing application fee is going to run you $1,500. This is paid directly to the BC Financial Services Authority, or BCFSA. And what does that money actually do? Well, it funds the regulation, the education, auditing, and the overall protection of the entire industry. Keep in mind, this is on top of the $1,450 you've already paid to UBC for the coursework. So yeah, it's a significant investment for sure, but it's basically the cost of entry into a highly regulated and respected profession.
Next up, Section 5, the Applied Practice Course, Bridging Theory and Reality.
Once your application is processing, you enter what is essentially the training montage of your hero's journey, administered by the BCFSA to make sure you have actual, hands-on experience before you start writing real contracts. This course costs $875. And this brilliantly illustrates how that practical training unfolds chronologically. You kick things off with Component 1, which is 14 days of online learning all about agency and contracts. Then, Component 2 brings you into a classroom for 2 days of intensive role-playing with pretend buyers and sellers. Once you finish those first 2 pieces, magic happens. You're issued your temporary license. You transition into active practice and finally join a brokerage. Over the next 4.5 months, during Component 3, you'll tackle practical field assignments, things like holding open houses and drafting contracts, all under the super close supervision of your managing broker. Finally, you come back for Component 4, a 1-day final review, just to solidify everything you've learned.
And finally, Section 6, Becoming an Official Realtor, the ultimate reward.
Okay, so you've finished your coursework, you've paid all your fees, and you've knocked out your field assignments. So, the crucial point is this. Simply being licensed by the BCFSA makes you a real estate agent, sure, but it does not make you a realtor. That term is actually a trademarked title. To earn the right to call yourself a realtor, you've got to join a local real estate board, like, for example, the Vancouver Island Real Estate Board. By joining your local board, you automatically become a member of the BC Real Estate Association and the Canadian Real Estate Association, or CRA. And that membership, it unlocks access to some truly incredible resources and professional networks.
From that absolutely grueling UBC exam to the final board membership, it is definitely a challenging roadmap. But you know what? Thousands of people conquer it every single year. So, knowing exactly what it takes now, are you ready to conquer the quest and take your very first step? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, best of luck on your journey.